Hello, good morning. This is Rowan from Flourish Wellbeing Coaching. Just wanted to talk this morning a little bit about how we improve our well-being during our conversations. In particular, the way that we allow things to land, the way that we accept things, the way that we respond to others when they're speaking to us is a really important part of that process, and we can really work on our role within that, and which will really help improve our own well-being and also the well-being of the person we're speaking to as well. So just to go into my main tip on this, which is today thinking about when we respond, we're very much encouraged in our society, especially with our current culture, to be very competitive and to be the quickest to respond, to be the most intelligent response, to be the most accurate response, to be the most entertaining response, to be the best response. And so an outcome of that is that we are all quite guilty of trying to do that once we're in a conversation and responding to people. So how that can look, for example, would be unfortunately quite negative for our well-being and others. So how that looks in conversation, it often comes out, somebody will say something and the average response will be to correct it and to show that they have more accurate knowledge on this matter, or improve upon the information given, to show they know more about it, and certainly to make the correction. This has quite a negative impact on your own well-being and also the person speaking. Obviously in some situations this could be necessary, but generally if this conversation is to do with somebody who the relationship is important to you in some way, maybe this is a friend, perhaps a relative, somebody where the relationship feels important to you, if you're doing this, what you're doing is shutting down what they've said. You're actually taking over the conversation, and you're actually bringing an aspect to it that isn't actually welcome, and it's certainly not having a positive impact on the other person's well-being, because what they've actually said has really been ignored and replaced with what is thought to be even better. So that isn't a two-way enriching process of a conversation, looking after each other's feelings and well-being and really being in the moment. This is the opposite to that. So I'm noticing that everywhere at the moment, everywhere I go, all the work I'm doing, all the people I'm seeing it everywhere. So it's very, very common, and I'm hearing it out and amongst public as well. So this is something I really want to raise awareness about. You can really think about stopping if you're finding yourself responding in such ways, and you can really replace that with something a lot more meaningful and helpful towards the connection and the relationship, and also really helpful for your well-being and the person you're speaking to. So with this then, a better way to respond would be to absolutely hold that better knowledge or more accurate knowledge you feel you have for another occasion. You've got plenty of opportunities in life to show your great knowledge and show the wonderful person you are. However, during a conversation with somebody that matters to you, it's much more important that you firstly acknowledge and let them know that you've listened to what they've said. So we can all do that in several different ways. There are many creative ways of doing that, but just a couple of examples would be to say, "Oh yes, that's a good point actually. Yeah, it's an important issue," and ask them a question surrounding, finding out more about that. So you could ask them, perhaps, it'd be interesting to hear a bit more from you on that subject. Actually, I've got a few minutes here. Let's get a coffee and hear your thoughts surrounding that a bit more. It's very interesting. That would be a wonderful way to respond. So that's one example. Another example is just to say, "Oh wow, okay, well it's that sounds as though that could have been something quite difficult for you. rather than often coming in with something that was difficult for you or more difficult for you, for example. So there's just a couple of tips. Don't want to make this video too long, and I'll come back and talk about more ways to improve your well-being during conversations as well. But that's the main thing I wanted to bring across to you today. Okay, so thanks very much. Please try this out. Hope it does improve your well-being today and every day. Thank you, and I'll speak to you again soon.